So, hello, welcome back. So in my second session that I ran, it started off with them deciding to go after the bandits. And to be honest, I gave them the illusion of choice, but actually it was all going to head to the same place. Basically, if they had gone to search for the brother, who had gone missing in a brothel, they would have ended up in a mansion that was abandoned, that had supposedly been labelled a brothel, but the brother had just wandered off looking for it and had ended up in this mansion on the mountains. If they'd gone after the bandits, which they ended up doing, the bandits happened to be holed up on this mansion in the mountains. And if they'd gone to talk to the Baroness of Morgoth, they would have talked to Lady Guillemont, who actually was in the inn, who gave them the quest to look for her brother. It was interconnected. If they'd gone to Morgoth to talk to her about why the Solstice Market was closed, she would have quested them to go and find her brother, research what had happened with the bandits. So basically it would have been a longer way to get to the other two quests. But basically they would have ended up in a mansion on the mountains, and in doing so, taking out some bandits. So basically I made up a whole map. In fact, one sec. This is the mini version of the map. So it was basically, this is the ground floor and this is the upstairs floor. So the ground floor, it has, this is the back door, it has a kitchen, it has a cellar, it has a dining room, the front hall, a bathroom area underneath the stairs, a study, a billiard room, a lounge and a conservatory on the ground floor, and on the top floor it had a bathroom, a library and a series of bedrooms. And yes, if you hadn't guessed, this mansion was partially designed and deliberately designed after the Cluedo house. In the ballroom there was ropes hanging from the ceiling, and after doing some investigation checks, the players found a collapsible crossbow in the study, aka a revolver, and a dagger in the lounge. They blew up the conservatory before looking at it, they set fire to it, and they also blew up the kitchen before looking there, so they didn't find the wrench or the lead pipe, but they would have done had they looked. But yeah, they got extra XP for working that one out. But basically they worked their way through the manor. They there were some scouts in the woods, so there was attack from both sides, from the scouts and the guards out front. The guards out front were easily obliterated because they're bandits and they're easy to take down, but they did manage to get the doors barred beforehand, so one of the barbarians in the team set fire to the door but failed to knock it in anyway because the door has an XP of like, I think I gave it 200 hit points, so the fire didn't really take down the door. So they went round the back. Some of them went in the kitchen setting up a trap so the kitchen exploded. Some of them were scared of the plants in the conservatory, so set it on fire, and eventually they made their way through the house, obliterating everyone, and they ended exactly where I want them at the end of their second session out of 4, in the basement, about to go through a mysterious door. And yeah, with my first session there was a lot of NPCs that I had to bring up out of the blue. I had to create a load of merchants that they wanted to merchant with, and I didn't have any item stat sheets, any price sheets or anything, so it was really very terrifying to be in that situation where I was like, there's no market because the Solstice Market has been cancelled, and people were still being like, but we need to go see a blacksmith, and I was like, okay, there's a young blacksmith girl named Tilly who's mathematically illiterate, so she doesn't know any prices, but she's great at making things. And so they met Tilly, who talks like this, and it's like, oh my god, I don't know how maths works. So that was, it was really kind of having to not, like, I made all these plans and I did all the research, but I didn't have that aspect down. Was really, I left the session feeling really bad, like I hadn't done a good job. This session, because I planned it as an all combat, all out situation with a lot of traps and a lot of enemies, some of them hidden very carefully, some of them not so much, and gave the players a chance to just kind of interact with the physical world that I created with the big old map of the house, and I had the upstairs floor and the downstairs floor, so when the party split they could do separate things. Felt a lot better. It felt really cool, and I'm learning. I really am learning very fast and very steeply, and I've got a plan for my next session. So yeah, that's the end of the second part mini-series. Hopefully there won't be any more mini-series like that. What I might start doing is my least popular segments during the week. I might change it to 2 D&D shows a week. I will probably do a D&D and We and a D&D and Me show every, like, maybe Mondays and Saturdays or something like that. Do 2 D&D shows a week rather than having to bucket it all into one episode, because I talk a lot, especially about D&D. So yeah, I've been talking way too much. Thank you all for watching. Sorry about yet another D&D mini-series. You guys must be seriously bored by now. But I just wanted to talk about it because I'm excited. Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment. Happy PJ Party D&D explosion of goodness. And I will see you guys all very soon. Bye!